I don't think people talk about that enough, where when you get to a certain stage in business where you actually in a rut, or you're going through a slump, or like I said, you just don't have enthusiasm, because it's important to have enthusiasm, motivation. Now what? Because a lot of people call it quits. They be like, oh, maybe that's not for me. But that's when you got to actually push, like persevere and keep going, because I'm telling you, it's not about what people see you do. You get judged by what they don't see you do.
Welcome back, Is There More family? We're back with another episode. I am your host, Rafiq Lefty Luciano, aka Lefty Luciano.
Y'all know what it is. It's your co-host Khan.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe and follow the YouTube page. Today we have some special guests in the building. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I appreciate you too for having us on. My name is Shaazaam, aka your fave host, aka brand manager at HDDI.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And what's going on? My name is Youssouph, one of the CEOs, one of the founders, let me say that, of the brand called Somebody Gotta Do It. As y'all see, I got it on me right now, abbreviated SGDI. Lifestyle motivational brand, and that we represent possibilities. We encourage everybody to apply it in a positive light to your circumstance, whether you want to be a designer, you want to be a host, a doctor, lawyer, teacher, you name it. Somebody gotta do it. It's a call to action, and we're challenging you to be the one to do it, because if you don't do it, nobody gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
Talk.
you heard
It's like
Yes,
that.
sir.
It's like that.
Yes, sir.
So first thing first, how everybody feeling today?
Good, man. We good. We
Right.
March Madness.
Yes,
We're
sir.
starting to see the weather break.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to be balling outside pretty soon. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yes, sir.
Every time of the year, man, that
Yo,
weather
right.
break,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
been terrible.
I'm happy that, I mean, knock on wood, knock on anything, because I'm happy we didn't have too much snow this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
You and me both,
Yeah.
my brother.
Listen,
Shit.
if we do, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah,
This is my
facts.
listen, this is my last winter, man. I can't take it. I can't take it.
No, we're right.
But without further ado, we're gonna dive in y'all brands, y'all business.
Right.
Yours, Shaazaam Productions.
Shaazaam.
And, yeah, Shaazaam. Sorry,
No,
Shaazaam
no,
Productions.
no.
And what is it? KKM
Mm-hmm.
dance.
Yeah,
Dance
KK
class?
Dance class, yeah.
Yeah.
sir.
And for you, Youssouph,
Somebody gotta do it.
somebody gotta do it.
Lifestyle motivational brand.
Yes, sir. Now, what I wanted to know, well, what we wanted to know was, what was the motivation behind y'all starting that?
As far as Shaazaam Productions, it kind of was something that just fell on my lap. As most people know, like, well, some of y'all know me since high school. You know what I'm saying? So as far as putting together shindigs and getting people
2010 in the building.
Yo, remember the homecoming party we had? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, stuff like that. I've been doing it for forever, so I just started getting more organized with how I was doing it.
Okay.
And then the hosting thing became something too. Just like, my goal with Shaazaam Production was always to be different compared to everybody else. Like, everyone's regurgitating the same vibes over and over again.
Right.
And I think we've been programmed to say it was lit, and it's like, but was it though?
Yeah, because everybody's scared to kind of
Right.
critique you.
And then with KKM, it was just a way. In watching all of these events happening, I'm starting to realize on the Haitian side that people don't know how to dance. Right, like, and it's not gonna be a lit party if people don't know, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Everybody, I feel like, is like scared to dance. You know, a lot of people are scared to do a lot of things in front of people,
Like,
especially dancing.
Remember when we were younger, right? We would practice dancing at the crib with everybody else,
Right in
and
the mirror.
right. So
Yeah.
that when you actually get to the party, like, you knew what you was doing and you could test it out.
Right.
But I think right now we're getting older where we don't have the luxury of or space and time to be practicing like that.
Absolutely.
So I created KKM in a way to not only teach the ones that are Haitian about their culture and kind of get them up to speed, but also allow other people who want to learn about Haitian culture to start learning some of our dance moves as well. Because I think that compa is just as good or just as known as salsa. You just gotta do the right things to make it mainstream. So.
Right, but you just bring it out to people. Now, Youssouph, what about you? If somebody got to do it, what was the motivation behind you starting that brand?
It's crazy. I feel like I done told this story a million times, so it cracked me up every time I get back into that zone of thinking back. I mean, basically for me, I always tell people around that time, this was 2015. We started June 1st, 2015, the brand started, but we actually started hashtagging Somebody Gotta Do It 2014. So it was an entire year prior to that. So I really didn't start that to have a brand. It was just literally a turning point in my life because, you know, I was going through a lot of trials and tribulations growing up, and I just got to a point where I was getting myself back in order. So I decided I'm gonna go back to high school. I'm gonna get a job. You know, I'm gonna start focusing on myself, stay away from certain type of people and all that.
Right.
So I would just hashtag somebody gotta do it. One, that makes sense because I was in a transition, and also it was a way to empower other people on Twitter. As funny as it sounds, Twitter at that time, yeah.
Twitter,
So I literally would just hashtag, I'm about to do this double shift, somebody gotta do it. Or I'm been working since yesterday and I'm about to go back to my second job. I was working like 2 jobs at the time, like somebody gotta do it. So just literally hashtagging it. But what I didn't take into consideration was other people was gonna start to hop on it. So other people would just use it and just tag me on Twitter, literally like, yo, I've been studying all night, but like my man Youssouph always say, somebody gotta do it. So it started to become a thing where like, one night, I always go back to this specific night. You know, Twitter is trendy.
Right.
And it took like 3 people to just start to say it in different things like, oh, I'm about to get married. Somebody got to do it like my boy you say. So everybody started saying it on Twitter one night and it got like overwhelmed. I remember I was with my cousins and some of my friends. We just was sitting there that day like with chills like, yo, what can we do about this? Like everybody keep using it like off that one night. And literally all we said was, yo, let's just put on a t-shirt. Black shirts, white shirts, that's it. Like, it was no business plan. It was no thinking down the road. It was, let's just capitalize off momentum right now. And I'm so glad we was those type of people to think like that. Because you could have easily be like, oh, that's just a, you know, it was just Twitter.
Or just a social media thing.
Yeah, but the fact that we did that, and I remember how it started. That was that summer 2015. Like, we was going to cookouts, crashing cookouts with boxes, like just, we just wanted people, yeah, $10 a shirt. Like we just was trying to get every day. White t-shirts, black t-shirts. So our goal was to just get it out. But, and I always like to say this part, I know this is the part that people are like, wait, why you always say it like this? I always say, long story short, the rest was history. Because I can't tell you how we got here, but if you follow our brain, if we get in depth in this conversation, you understand the type of things we was able to do and accomplish. And obviously, you know, my brother Shaazaam coming along, and a lot of other great members as well. Like together we was able to reach these heights, and I'm always grateful for that, man. But the story is interesting. A lot of people don't believe it. You started with a hashtag? Yeah. Just a hashtag.
It's that simple though.
Just
but
that
you
simple.
really, when you start to get that buzz, you really like, dang, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I can't just let
You
this
take
rock.
a chance with yourself.
Right.
It's just as simple as like, we could have took a chance, or we could have just let it just dry out. Yeah.
Well, that's the crazy thing about it too, because I mean that phrase and that saying is very common.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like somebody gotta do it. You can't.
Why not chill?
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
It applies to life,
Sometimes
period.
simplicity is
Yeah.
key.
Mm-hmm. You can't definitely that shit crazy. So my question is for y'all, what would you say is the greatest rewards, and then more so some of the greatest challenges that y'all have faced, and just through the couple years, you said since 2015 when you started yours, just everything. So what would you say that some of the greatest rewards were compared to some of the greatest challenges?
I think I'll probably speak for both of us as far as reward wise, impact.
Yeah.
Like for all the things that we do, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you like we're rap, you don't feel like doing it. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it gets in the way of life, like your personal life.
Especially if you're working a full-time job.
Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes I want to sleep in, but I don't want to start the event late and have people waiting on me. So I have to wake up earlier and go there, set up, and have everything ready. So when people come in, they know it's good. Everything's ready for you. That takes sacrifice. To see like the smiles on people's faces, you know, to see how like they enjoy themselves. Because it's one thing to be like, it's one thing to see something that was entertaining, and it's another thing to enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. That's true.
Think about it. Like when you watch a show or something on Netflix, it's entertaining, it's captivating.
Right.
But to enjoy yourself is like when you're on a roller coaster. It's like, wow, it's something completely different. And my goal is always to make more of an impact on people. Did they learn something? Did they meet new people? Did they create better connections? Did they create memories? I always wanted to be like, hey, when you come to Shaazaam Production event, whatever it might be, I want you to leave them saying like, yo, you remember that brunch, dog? Hey, yo! Right? Like, that is where I want
something
to
that they'll never forget. Honestly, never forget.
Yeah.
And especially, you know, people be going through different trials and tribulations
Exactly.
in their life. So to have that one escape on a Friday, Saturday night, whatever day your event is crucial.
Yeah. And I think for me, kind of what you were saying, I feel like for a lot of people, you just want to be a part of stuff. You know what I mean? And some people, we see you on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be. You see that they're doing a lot of things, but you're not connected to it. So whether people supporting it or not, you're not connected. But obviously, with you know what I mean, with somebody got to do it. Even with you having events, it's like we can actually come to it.
Yeah.
Pay $20, whether you could pull up or really go or not. Buy $30, pay $30 for a ticket, whatever it may be. So I feel like you just want to be a part of it, and you can support. Even now, I mean, obviously, we doing this thing with the podcast.
Yeah.
I think everybody just want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
so when you can be connected to that person, it's going to have a whole different value.
Yeah.
So for sure, I definitely get that. Now, what would you say for you, some of the biggest challenges versus some of the biggest rewards?
You know, when he said, as far as impact, man, I don't know, like that. Sometimes, like, that's the one thing when I think about in this journey that really gets me weak to think about, like, damn, I can't believe, like, people like us have so much impact on other people. I can't believe we've inspired so many people. Because, like I said, like, especially, we about to be 7 years in business as far as somebody got to do it.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes I be in my thoughts about that, like, damn, have I done enough, or what could I have done differently? But then when I think back to so many people that come up to me and let me know, like, yo, you inspired us to start, or if it wasn't for somebody got to do it, we was gonna give up, or just certain things of that nature just makes you think, like, I just can't believe, like, yo, just us doing what we love and just being ourselves, because I can't really describe what it is sometimes, that what people see, because it's like you're just operating in your truth. Like, this is just all I know. I'm not putting, it's not a thinking game for me. I'm just being myself. So to be able to do this and see the amount of effect that it has on your community and the people around you, and how much people you inspired to do certain things, whether it's shows as well, or starting a brand, it just shows you, like, you know, it's good to have something with a purpose then, because, like, I mean, I always say this, sometimes I think people choose their calling, and sometimes your calling chooses you. So I think for us, maybe, I think this chose me, because I wasn't really, you know, some of y'all, I seen you in high school, like, I wasn't really, like, nobody can say they saw this coming. I couldn't have said that either. I remember my high school graduation, I don't sat there and watched the most likely to succeed, the this and that. They's giving awards to everybody. I didn't get nothing, but I wasn't tripping. I didn't be like, I should have got that. Because even I couldn't have seen, like, I could amount to this in the next future, or whatever the case is. So it just goes to show you, man, I'm just so glad that with both of us, we just, like I said, we took a chance with ourselves. We didn't give up. I mean, we stayed the course, because now we starting to see it, like, pay off. Like, at first, I mean, even the first couple years might have been slow, but now we're seeing it. We talk about this all the time, like, damn, like, yo, going places, just introducing yourself, people be like, I already know who you are. Oh, we was at the show. It's kind of like, yo, like, I think maybe it's hard for me to accept it, but I'm like, yo, I can't believe this is happening. Like, yo, this is what we work for. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Impact.
And it's funny, what you said about, you know, at graduation. When you're graduating high school, your mind is, I'm just trying to get out of school. I know, like, for me, that's all I was thinking about.
No, for
Sleeping
real.
in.
Oh my God.
I waking up.
Oh my God.
Moving on my own, because now, you know, 18 was considered, you don't have to answer to nobody.
No,
so
for real.
for me, literally, as you were saying, that's all I was thinking about from 18, 19, 20, 21. So you really didn't even know where you wanted to take it. But obviously, like you said, it end up choosing you. And obviously, you know.
I guess the second part, because the second part you guys asked was the
the challenge. We'll say some of the challenges, but for y'all together doing, I guess, you know, doing it together.
Challenges, I think it's a laundry list of them, right?
Choose which one you got.
But I guess it would say, what I would say, one of the biggest challenges is consistency. And what I mean by that is, one of the biggest challenges is consistency. And what I mean by that is, it as blunt and probably insensitive as it might sound, you don't necessarily take it, but essentially it's like, this don't stop nobody.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the clients don't care if you're going through something.
Right.
Like, your ticket holders, they don't care if your car just broke down. Like, you gotta get to this event, you gotta set up, and they want the party. So having the consistency of dealing with what you have going on in your personal life and still producing for other people is one of the huge challenges. Because oftentimes, and we talk about this often, just like you were saying, how where our impact is growing and people are starting to recognize us more than we recognize people, right? Like, imagine go to another state and you're trying to introduce yourself. Oh yeah, I've always on this. But it gets to the point now, it's like people see us in a whole nother light. People start like seeing us as superhuman, and it's like, bro, I'm still human.
Right.
I'm still going through the same things that y'all going through. I'm still trying to figure out this thing called life, and sometimes I just don't care.
Right.
And it's not to say that it's insensitive. Like I said, it's just the way of life. So as a business owner, you gotta like rise above it, and you gotta push past it sometimes. And sometimes it's really detrimental. Like there's certain weeks where one thing after another, I still gotta post this flyer, I still gotta promote, I still gotta push this content out.
Right.
It doesn't really matter where my anxiety levels are. It still gotta get done.
It's funny that you said that, because literally, man, Farrakhan was having a conversation when we dropped the first episode. I'm like, once we drop that first episode, now we gotta hold each other accountable to produce every week. Because if not, people gonna be like,
momentum falls.
Yeah, and plus, whether it's good or not, the fact that you put yourself out there, people, you dropping it every Friday or you dropping it every Sunday, you better deliver. If not, you're a fraud, or
And people's attention spans are very fickle nowadays too. So
Absolutely.
if you don't keep the attention as much as you should, they're just gonna move on to the next, and then it might be a little harder to get them back and interested again. So you gotta stay on top of all the different things you need to make sure that you continue to build that momentum and it continuously grows.
All right, so listening to what Shaazaam has said, Youssouph, what would you say? How do you find the balance between being able to produce, but also making sure you okay in your personal life, being able to get family time, but also having to, be held to a certain standard?
Oh man,
That's a really good question, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I think with me, I started to get to a point where I had to tell myself it's okay to restart, reset, and refocus as many times as I need. Because I was pretty hard on myself sometimes, because the standards we hold ourselves to is already high. And it's not about how people look at me or like me trying to meet expectations for other people. It's just what I put on my own plate.
Right.
And that's what gets me down when I don't feel like I'm getting these things done or where I'm slacking. And I think I had to get to a point where I'm like I said, it's okay to just reset, because it's not easy. Some of these things are not tangible. I was in college most of my journey in doing business. I was going to college, I was working a 9 to 5, and I was running a business. Like, trying to find that balance, also personal life and things of that nature, is more like you just gotta keep putting your best foot forward. As I go, I was trying to figure it out. All right, maybe this worked. Let me slow down here. Let me add more energy on this aspect. Let me do more events on this time of the year. Let me slow down here. Let me take this amount of classes. It's just like a thing where you had to figure it out type of stuff. So
trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error. So with me, the biggest thing that helped me, like, I'm Muslim. Like, for people that follow me or don't know, like, I'm big on faith. So I always turn to God. I always pray. I always try to find things that I know was good for my mental capacity, whether it's working out, whether it's playing sports. Because you got to know yourself to know what you need or know what you like, just how to go to those spaces where you need that, where you're like, all right, I'm running low on fuel right now. This means I need to go out with something. This means I need to go, for somebody maybe go shopping or something like that. So I just had to figure out what works for me, because that's how I can be able to operate on a high level. Like, in order to function, you got to be good up here, you know what I mean? So I had to figure out some of the things that I need to be able to function at a high level. So once I was able to kind of take the course of time and figure those things out, that was kind of the ways I was able to tackle things one by one. It's still not easy. It's still a learning experience as we speak, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, this is what we signed up for.
Absolutely.
And we got a why. I know my why is my family. I take that with pride to know, like, yo, I could be the one to get us out this hump. I could be the one to, whether it's get rich or even create some type of financial stability, to create a foundation that we can pass down. So that motivation alone keeps me going. Like, because though it's not easy, but it's like, yo, it's not easy being broke either. You know what I mean? It's not easy suffering either. I see my mom. Do I want to see my mom working 2 jobs, or do I want to take on a business and work and do everything? So I'd rather do that.
Right.
Let her kick back. You know what I mean? Let my folks kick back. I can take on that burden. So it really just counting your cause right now. And like, we just grateful we in this position where, you know, God gave us this platform and some of the things at our disposal to even do what we can do, because not everybody are granted these same things we got too. So that's also a perspective. You gotta look at it like people got it worse, or some people wish they had your situation you complaining about too. So
I think for us, I say that for certain people, like you said, I think you said everybody's not gifted. Some people just got given abilities that you know they need to live up to their purpose. And I think for a lot of black men, I think we you said we do carry like a lot of a burden. And a lot of us aren't producing, I feel, at the level that we should be. But I'm glad that right now I'm surrounded by men that understand their purpose, understand what we're trying to do. Change the narrative, not on the streets, because we've all seen it, you know what I mean? We all know people, so it's just one of those things where I think just living up to our purpose, staying on the course, and just trying to create, I mean, more so, like you said, doing it for our family. While we're in our 20s, I think it's the time to do it. You know what I mean? Build. I think a lot of people, or a lot of men, like I said, I'm going to speak for men, just don't want to, I don't know. They just don't want to build. You know what I mean? So it's hard to
want to enjoy life. You know.
He said earlier. He said earlier, sacrifices. You know, most people would want to keep going out, but like you said, you in class, you doing this, doing that. You gotta find a balance and also make sacrifices.
It's funny, and I don't think people understand how lonely this process can get, because even for myself, you know, with getting this, you know, this podcast started, this platform, the Is No More brand, I'm always, you know, it's my brand, it's my baby. Well, you know, our baby. This is only gonna go as far as we take it. Nobody, you know, don't nobody understand our purpose, or, you know, as you said about purpose or our vision. So we have to bring that to light. But there's a lot of times I'm in here, no TV on, and I'm saying, all right, dang, what's next? What questions I gotta come up with? And do you want to be outside, turning up, partying, playing ball, whatever the situation may be? But I mean, you can do that, but your business, your brand is going to suffer. So you have to, you know, make that sacrifice, as you said, put that work in, and
for sure,
that's what you gotta do. Like, really. But next question I wanted to ask was, what advice would you give someone that's striving to become an entrepreneur?
I'm gonna take that. No, you gonna take that. No, you gonna take that.
I just went.
See how I try to switch up the routine?
Steve, right. No look, Chris Paul Jr.
I'm glad that you asked that, and because we constantly get asked that question a lot. You know, like I said before, like as our impact is starting to grow, a lot of people are starting to see us they're kind of putting us on another pedestal, and sometimes, you know, let's be real, right? It feels good to be recognized, right? It feels good when people like see that in you. But then on the flip side to it, it kind of creates a perception that we are not the same, and it's like, no, I'm just working.
Hard.
Working hard.
That's the only thing you control,
right? That's it. I'm not any better than anybody. I'm just working hard. And so, with that question of what advice we would give, we created an event that's going to happen like next week, the business behind the scenes, because of that. And one of the biggest advice I'd give to people is like, start. Just start. That's like, it's as easy as it sounds. It's hard. Like you will lose time in trying to overplan and try to get it perfect.
So why do you think that most people, why do you think they struggle to start?
And it's not to say that it's not a good tool, social media. it has a double sword.
Certain pressure.
Yes, there's a pressure to be perfect. It's a pressure to go
right
viral.
there.
Yep.
You know, like everyone wants to go viral, but it's like, bro, sometimes you gotta fail first.
Yep.
Like I edit videos too, right?
Right.
I started trash, but then if I do it more and more, like I got better.
Consistency.
Exactly. But everyone wants to go out with like swinging automatically. You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way. It's not reality.
They want to hit a home run on their first swing, and that's not realistic.
You can. Not saying you won't, right? But you gotta start first, and then you'll realize, just like you said, trial and error.
Yeah.
Like this worked, this doesn't. All right, cool. I'm not gonna do that. We'll focus a little bit on that. But I see a lot of people. They'll come in and ask me questions. And say, I was like, all right, cool. We'll get it together. All right, cool, bet. When is it coming out? I don't know when I want to drop yet. Why? Just drop it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. But that's the thing. People are so scared to fail.
Yeah.
You have to. You're going to fall. We've been doing this our whole life. Growing up as a child, whether it was riding a bike for the first time, whether it was playing ball for the first time, you failed. You got exposed.
But I was with my niece yesterday. My niece and my godson yesterday. And we chilling with my boy. We just shooting around. And yo, she was on a scooter. She kept falling. Right. And it was like, sis, at this point, you just like it on the floor. but then I took a step back real quick and I was like, wow. Like, you still trying though.
She kept back going, yeah.
She kept falling. And it was like, why are you doing it? You could easily just stop and do something else.
Right, but what would everybody else do in that moment? They would sit there and laugh.
Exactly.
Instead of encouraging, you got it, try it again.
And all we was doing was like, you okay? Yeah.
Right.
All right, cool. Then she got right back on and she started riding again. Mm-hmm. And that's sometimes you know how they say when you're a kid, like you're innocent and just say you're
you don't know no better.
You don't know no better.
Yeah.
Right. I think sometimes with this business thing, we gotta be like that though.
Yep.
Right.
She didn't know no better. She just wanted to ride this. I wanted the enjoyment.
Right.
So I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get to that enjoyment. And it's now when we start to grow up, we start to take in all these other variables and these aspects. What are people gonna think? Are they gonna like this? And they, oh, why are you here? What are you doing?
Well,
figure out your why and just go.
Right. So I was taking everything you was saying. Then I feel like I want to add to that. I feel like for a lot of us, we don't we ain't really had no one to. Well, first of all, let's like you said, social media. So like even looking back like 20 years ago, our parents and stuff, they ain't had laptops and phones and stuff that we kind of gotten access to in the last, I'm gonna say honestly, 10 years. Yeah. I mean, it's been 20 years, but let's say it was razors at first, flip phones, stuff like to where we at now, where everything's on the phone. I say probably the last 10 years. Right. I feel like none of us have seen it. Yeah. So the unknown is very scary for a lot of us. It's like you said, clothing brand. I mean, you could tell me, did you know anyone that's close to you that already did it, that could have put you on and said, all right, this is what you do here.
And that's 7 years ago, and it seemed like it's ancient to me right now.
Right.
Just man, that's only 7 years ago. But it was completely different. Just even thinking about like, you talk about social media, Instagram, they didn't have Insta stories yet. The videos was only 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that's when people was doing shout out for shout out. It was like,
remember when Instagram
to try to even promote a business, it wasn't even a thought yet it wasn't cool yet to be like, I'm a business owner on social media. Because people was just getting off the Vine stages. You was worried about making these instant videos. Yeah. So when I remember even getting on that joint, it wasn't even like a pop on social media. It was what I was doing outside in real life. Like I mentioned, going to cookouts. And I think that's what kind of helped me because I got started in the era where you had word of mouth was more impactful.
Right.
So I got it from like the muscle. So I got away with getting 5 likes and 10 likes, but nobody was looking at me no way. Nowadays, like he mentioned, like people will literally delete a picture in 5 minutes and nobody like it. They don't understand, like, yo, people are seeing this. Don't mind all that. Like, what are you gonna do in real life? Because I've seen a lot of people with 20K followers and they can't even bring 50 people out. Yeah. So it's really about engagements. But like, what can you really do with the following you have?
Hold on. I need you to say that again, bro. Say that again to them back home.
People with 20K following, they can't bring 100 people out. I'm telling you. So it's really about engagement. And also seeing people with 500 followers that can bring 1,000 people out. So it's really like we got to get out of this social media game because it's making people lose out on their blessings. It's making people lose out on becoming great at certain things they're good at because they're so caught up in trying to impress people they don't know.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand because I'm like, these people, you're trying to get validation for people that's not even valid themselves. So Like, what are you really trying to get from this? I don't understand.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about social media. Everybody want to portray like they're perfect, or they never show the process.
No,
Think about
for
it,
real.
even with you, think about with me. Every time I post a picture, it's my best picture. You're not going to post anything trash. So, but when you see people working, whether it's a clothing brand, a podcast, you only see the finished product. You don't see the trials and tribulations throughout the process. And people have to understand that's what people are going
That's
through.
what it is. And it's not to say, that's something else too, right? It's not to say that social media is all bad. I really do want people to understand that. We're not saying that social media is bad. Well, you know how when we grew up, how they always used to say too much of one thing is bad.
For you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Like nowadays, I really just hop on social media for a purpose, and then I hop right off. Like, I don't get caught up in like what is so and so doing with so and so, the second and third. Like, I really hop on. I post what I need to post. You know, I literally scroll through my feed probably 4 or 5 times, and if I like something, I like it.
Right.
I don't just see it and not like it.
Yeah,
'Cause
not
I don't
support.
understand what we're doing on social media. If the like button is there, why are we not using it if you like it?
Right.
Too cool, man.
It's just like tendencies like that, like ghost followers. Like, these tendencies like are just throwing things off. This system can be something of a support system. However, because we feeling too cool to support it, or too cool to like, yo, if I like something and it's a fire, I'm putting fire emojis underneath that thing, and that's what it's supposed to be. It don't hurt. It don't hurt. It don't take nothing for me. My bank account is not decreasing if I put in mad.
Yeah,
like,
showing love.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's just showing love.
Yep.
But, so we just gotta understand like what
Philly.
this
You know,
platform
Philly, they gonna
is.
say we dicky.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
Listen, I support every damn person I follow. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Talking about you dicky and you Joe. What does that even mean? It's called support. There's a word for that.
Right.
I admire what you do, so I'm gonna let you know.
The thing is, so many people look for validation before they even really truly put the work in. See, the reason why you've been able to get to where you got into, and even Shama, is from the standpoint of whether you was out there and you sold 2 t-shirts in one day or 100. And I see a lot of people on social media, they'll post something like, damn, nobody supports it. It's like, bro, you're not really putting in real work every day. Don't worry about the results.
You worrying about
Because the more you do, like I said, I don't care if this get 5 views. We're going to keep pushing it. And a year from now, this same video may get 200,000. You never know who going to see it and be like, oh, damn, that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like so many of us, or so many people out there, they want support without really even putting in no work. They ain't putting no work in yet. You've been doing it for 7 years, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, 7 years, like that. It takes a while to get real support.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, it's other platforms you're gonna keep ending up on. Social media, people gonna share it and stuff, and you're still being introduced to a new person every single day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day.
But that's the thing. You can't sit there and just base everything off of likes and views and shares. You have to, like y'all talked about, you have to understand your purpose and what you're trying to do. And at the end of the day, if you're being consistent and putting out good work, the results is going to come later. Just keep working. Just stay focused. Do what you got to do.
It's something that's always that we live by. It's like, ain't no one's gonna be able to take away our hard work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk about, oh, this post didn't get likes. You can talk about it didn't get views. You can talk all that stuff. But whatever hard work we put in, we always get it back. And that's just the law of the universe. The energy that you put out is the energy that you're gonna get back.
Absolutely.
And the reason that we are as successful as what we do and are continuously broadening our impact is because we are for the people. And we're continuously, like, there's a lot of things that we see different people in different industries are doing, and it's like they're doing it for the buck, and you're forgetting who's gonna give you the buck.
Yeah, just making it about them instead of making it about the people, giving value to the people.
And so, like, something we never cheat people. Like, you come to a Shaazaam Productions event, you buying SGDI gear, like, yo, there's no way around. Like, you'll see that the value that you gave, you're getting more from us than what you gave.
Right.
And that's how it should be.
Should be, yeah.
But hey, I'm not gonna tell people how to do their business. That's just how we do.
One thing you said, I think I want to harp on a little more to give a different perspective, because you see how you mentioned what you put in is what you get out. I think sometimes on a business context, people gotta understand like how different business is from other things, because somebody may look at that as this piece of clip and be like, all right, well, I just did all this. Why didn't I get that out? Sometimes in business, you're not gonna get what you put in right away.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is not a 9 to 5 where you work 40 hours. They got overtime. They got other things where you get paid. Yeah, that's different. Business, sometimes you may work your ass off, and you may not see anything, and that's how you build character.
Yep.
That's how you really get tested to see if you cut out for this, because it's about what can you do on the days you don't feel like working.
You bet on
Or
yourself.
money, or money not coming in, or sales is not as doing as well, but you're actually putting that work in. A lot of it's easy to do things when you feel good. I felt good today, but what if I didn't feel good?
Right.
That's starting to happen too, and I don't think people talk about that enough. Where when you get to a certain stage in business where you actually in a rut, or you're going through a slump, or like I said, you just don't have enthusiasm, because it's important to have enthusiasm, motivation. Now what? Because a lot of people call it quits. They be like, oh, maybe that's not for me. But that's when you got to actually push, like persevere and keep going. Because I'm telling you, it's not about what people see you do. You get judged by what they don't see you do. A lot of us we don't got a camera with us 24/7.
Yeah. Right.
Can you imagine what we doing outside of social media?
Right.
So people not seeing that, but you know that God is watching you. So I think people got to understand. Sometimes things may take time for you. Our journey is different. I've been doing this 7 years. Some people have done this 7 years and they way further. Some people probably took longer than me. I don't know, but I'm just following my journey. It could take me 10, 15. We ain't stopping.
Yeah, right.
I understand that. I'm not trying to follow nobody else's pace. You're going to rob yourself if you're trying to compare yourself to somebody else's journey.
Bro.
That's not your journey. That's not your story. You ain't get tested like them. You don't know what they've been through. Everybody have their winning season. It's so easy to try to complain to somebody like, well, how they get here? You don't know what they did. It took them 15 years to be overnight success. You didn't know that.
Yep.
You just thought they popped out. No. Somebody might think I popped out if tomorrow I blow up in some different avenue. They'd be like, where he come from? But the people that know, can y'all say I just came out of nowhere? No.
Right.
Because we understand something that everybody don't understand. People don't see that all the time. You're not going to see it from everybody else's lenses. So what I'll really just say on that moment, that's why I had to just add to that, is like, sometimes what you put in, you may not get it out, but that don't mean stop. Right. You just got to keep going and keep going and keep going. Because, listen, God gave you this battle because he knew you were strong enough to handle it. Right. That's all you need to know. Don't think, like, something is wrong with you or somebody else like he said, somebody may pop in 1 year. That's their story.
Yeah.
That's good for them. Like, we all got different challenges, a different journey, too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's funny about social media and people, working to get to, achieve a greater purpose? The ones that don't be on social media and then pop out really be the ones putting in work. See, a lot of people like the cap and fraud, like they put in work. Like what we always see, somebody got a boomerang on IG of going to the gym.
Yeah.
But they only posted like 4 times. But when you see them, they look the same as when they
5
were.
months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You can portray on social media that you're putting in the work, but you can't pump fake the results. Because we know what we supposed, especially when it comes to the gym, even for myself. I know that I have to be consistent to get the results.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to see right away the six-pack, the body that you want.
Exactly.
And honestly, for me, working out, like I started working out a lot this year, that has been the hardest process because it's easy to get discouraged, like you said, when whether you're not getting the likes or whether it's working out, looking in the mirror, you don't see that six pack, still got, you know what I mean? But if you stick to it, stay the course, you're going to get the results that you expected in the beginning.
That's facts.
So no, I got you. So I had seen that you had started up. So you got Shaazaam Productions. We seen that you had started up a mental health event. That how often do you have it?
Right there, man.
So,
sorry not to cut it off. Before you start about, what made you start that?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that too. Yeah. So as we talk about like the difficulties in business and all this and third, I actually wanted to do that mental health event in September of 2021.
Okay.
It was, as you know, like last summer, like when we were finally able to go outside, a lot happened. Like everything we weren't able to do, everybody was trying to do. So it was oversaturated like a mofo. So it was a lot going on. It was a lot of different things. And I personally got burnt out.
Right.
I managed like 3 to 4 teams. So there's a lot of people, and then you got to think about the people I cater to. You know, like doing events that are averaging out from about 60 to 250 people. And then this SGI event is averaging about like 150 to like hundreds of people.
We see him. Yeah, we see it.
I got burnt out. I ain't gonna lie, I got burnt out, and I took a hiatus. I like if I was operating at 120, I decreased it to like 75. But that 75 for the people who are watching me, looked like I didn't stop.
Right.
But for the people who know me, I was like, I actively was like, nah, I'm not doing events right now.
You had to sit back, take a breather, because it can get hard, especially when it's you. Everything, the bill stops with you.
Yeah, I had like a lot of personal things that was going on in my life as well, and then it's just like I didn't have the brain capacity to deal with everyone else's problems and try to fix mine.
Why did you think it was important? Because obviously you decided to kind of get the help that you needed. Why did you think it was important for you to get that platform for other men to be able to come and talk it out? Did you see that other people was having the same issues? Or?
Yeah, so like in me taking that hiatus too is like there was multiple inspirations for the mental health event.
Okay.
One of the inspirations was the relationship that I have with some of my brothers. Like, one of the things that help us with the difficulty in business is actually leaning on each other. We don't just talk about ball. We don't just talk about like what's going on. Like we talk about life. You know, and what's problems we're going through. Like how we actually feel. Like I feel anxious. I don't know what's going on, but you know I'm praying that things work out, but I'm gonna just do what I gotta do, you know? And seeing how we lean on each other, and then also seeing somebody that I might not be all the way close to, but I was like, hey, what's up, how you doing? And I could feel the same aura I would my brother. And so when I'm asking my brother, no, what's really going on, and he's telling me, and I understand him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm asking somebody else, yo, what's going on? You know, I'm good, life, I can't complain, can't call it. You know what I'm saying? Just grateful. No, what's really going on? No, I'm good. You're not.
Right.
But you're not able to feel like you're safe enough to say something.
Well, you want to know what's funny? Growing up as an African American man in America, we was kind of taught to suppress our feelings, suppress our emotions.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Because that made you look weak in the in the eyes of the world. And a lot of men, especially African American men, feel like they can't be vulnerable. They can't talk to nobody. Just because you're a man, you gotta keep it in or talk to yourself. Especially, me being, a young black man raised by a single woman. Oh, you're a boy, you supposed to take that, even like whether it's falling off the bike, get up, brush it off, don't cry.
Man up.
That's not realistic. We have emotions just like women have emotions. And
it wasn't until, if you notice, like, it wasn't until you get to a crazy breaking point is when we just fall apart and actually talk about what's real.
Or act upon that. I would say act upon that in a way that ain't good. So a lot of, obviously if you're dealing with women or you're dealing with your own personal issues, a lot of people let it build up. And then, I don't know, when we were talking about on the last podcast, like someone could step on your shoe. And it ain't just the reaction of somebody stepping on your shoe that got you to that point. It's everything else you've been, it's everything else you've been suppressing. So it's like it just finally comes out in a way that could really cost you your life, somebody else's life, and throw everything away.
So like there was during the promo of the mental health event, we came across there's this meme thing and it was talking about how men aren't allowed to show their emotions and how much it's ridiculed. And how the meme said it is like Tyrese got word that he wasn't going to be able to see his daughter and he cried on social media and we laughed at him. Will Smith was told on national TV that his wife that he loved was involved with somebody else and the news was out there and we watched him cry a little bit and it became a meme. Like all the time when like Kanye, like he's having a mental breakdown and he becomes a meme. Every time
Antonio Brown.
Yes, sir.
And it goes on. You know,
Right.
anytime a guy is actually able to do something, it becomes a meme, and it's like that's not good. That shows guys that we can't open up.
Yep.
So yeah, it just goes to show you that like we haven't really created a safe. Like we keep saying it's a safe space, but is it really?
Really, yeah.
Like you know, so with what I've been going through, what some of my guys in my immediate circle have been going through, and then just like again, I do events, I'm at events all the time, and I'm noticing people like we're in the event world, there's starting to become a lack of guys present more and more.
Right.
Like women are like, where the guys at? Where the niggas at? And they're tired of dancing by themselves. It's because think about it, bro. If you go,
hold on, say that one more time.
the women are tired of dancing by themselves.
I'll
And
be
I
at the
can't
next
dance with
event.
all of them, so guys, I need to start showing up. 'Cause,
Right.
but you know, like if you think about it though, if you going through personal issues, financial issues, mental issues, you know what I'm saying, relationship issues, do you want to go out?
Right.
Or even if you out, are you really there? No. So I started thinking about, hey, to make a better atmosphere for our community, maybe we need to take it back. It's not about popping bottles every week now. It's about, yo, what's up with your mental? How's your mental?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then if we could fix a little bit of what's going on and let the guys release a little bit, maybe we will see them more happy to go to an event. Maybe we will see them more, you know, more camaraderie within the guys as well. Instead of
more
just
of a
doing one
brotherhood.
those, yo, what's up, guys? What's up?
Right.
Right, but
We're
that's
always
the thing.
being on edge. Good.
But that's the thing, we gotta continue to push this message, because even though you tell somebody, yo, bro, if something wrong with you, talk to me.
Yeah.
But it's like men are hesitant, like we don't believe that it's okay. We still think we're going to be judged. You're not. Everybody goes through things. There's a lot of pressure as us as men to provide. We understand that. For you, whether you know it's for your family or you know to pick up the torch that your mom put down. You know, for me, my mom was working 2 or 3 jobs. So, you know, unfortunately, I didn't have no man in the house. So when I reached a certain age, it was
Our responsibility.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like I had to step up.
right.
You know?
And through all that, you're dealing with a lot of BS.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's a lot of early mornings, late nights. Like you said, wondering how you're gonna pay bills.
Sure.
Trying to
By
figure out how to make ends meet. This, that, and third. We talked about the unknown, right?
Yep.
Like the scariest thing to be a man, and you're supposed to be provided. You're supposed to have the plan.
Yep.
Right,
And your plan stops here, and I don't know where else it's gonna go. Like, I don't know what else is gonna happen. I just believe in the higher power and work.
And you know the funny thing about that is, men have to start bringing those ideas to other men, because most of the times in those situations, you get if you're in a relationship, it's your woman that's pushing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's already enough going on over there that you can't expect all the time, if you're in a relationship, your girl to be in your best interest.
Yeah.
Because let's say if y'all at odds or y'all beefing, you think she's gonna be really telling you, yo, you should do this, you should do that. But that's where you lean on the people that been there since day one. Your friends, the people that you grew up with. Like even for myself, I had to turn around and look at my circle and tell them like, yo, bro, we need to start spending more time with one another.
Right.
Because we was doing that while we was up in high school.
Yeah.
But once we graduated, everybody went their separate way.
Yeah.
And literally, you'd be like, damn, like,
What happened?
bro, peep this. Until this year, me and Farrakhan, we've been friends for over 15 years.
Yeah.
This was the first time we spent a birthday together. His birthday, my birthday. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
First time traveled together. First time for a lot of stuff.
Right.
But it won't be the last, because I definitely, like I said, we push a narrative where we trying to build a brotherhood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
sure.
deeper. It's we're gonna touch on a lot of shit later on, but like I said, getting our credit together, being able to invest, being able to just do a lot of things that a brotherhood, you know, should be able to provide. So
100%.
so I want y'all to tell everybody where they can follow you at, what pages y'all have on Instagram, whatever, Twitter if you got a Twitter, where they can follow you at, then what events do y'all have coming up soon that you want people to show up and show out and show some love for?
I guess I'll do birthday and the mental, and you do the business one. So as far as my social, both on Twitter and Instagram, it is at SHAAZAAM _ that's Shaazaam. And everything that I'm a part of is literally in the bio. So you'll be able to see my Shaazaam Productions official page, which is it's Shaazaam PROD, as well as KKM dance class was in there as well, and as well as Somebody Gotta Do It. So that's SHAAZAAM_. Don't forget the underscore.
Tell them.
Yes, sir. And as far as me, you can follow me on social media. Instagram is Somebody Gotta Do It. That's Somebody Gotta is a GOTTA. Do it. Underscore in the beginning as well. So underscore Somebody Gotta Do It on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And as far as us too, we got an event coming up, Business Behind the Scenes. It's going to be this Sunday, March 27th. I encourage all aspiring entrepreneurs to come out because we get to talk about not only what we do as business owners, but what goes on behind the scenes and the things that people don't see. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A lot of great people going to be in the building. A lot of people you can learn from, get valuable resources from. So don't meet me there, beat me there, man.
Great info won't be given out by y'all.
And then April 2nd, we have the next KKM dance class, which will be in West Philly. All the information is online. Ticket sales are available.
Yes, sir.
And then April 3rd, the day after, I will be shooting up to New York City, where we're going to be doing our second installment of Men-tal Health,
Yes, sir.
mental health event for the men. We will be at Gems Lounge, so definitely meet us there. This is a free event. I will say it again. This is a free event. We're not making money off of this. It's really just all I ask is that you RSVP. Gems Lounge has actually allowed us to have like a discounted menu for the event as well, so you can be able to get some drinks as well as wings and fries will be on the menu. So we're going to be definitely tapping in. Also look out for my 30th birthday bash.
I'll be in the building for that. You can bank that.
Turn
You
it
can bank
up.
that.
The event called is The Transition. As you can see, I'm going to be transitioning from one decade into another.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be celebrating a lot of different things. Even the promo run for that is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit more insight on how this decade has been for me in this promo run, so that people could realize that that birthday party is not going to be just a turn up. It's going to be a celebration of all the work and sacrifice that I had to do in my 20s, and just the promise that my 30s are going to be the years of harvest.
Yeah. I'm talking, boy. I'm talking.
Get it, man.
Listen, man. Yo, this conversation was a great conversation.
Appreciate
Definitely was. Won't be the last one for sure. Won't be the last one. Absolutely not.
Listen, thank y'all for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man. We love what y'all got going on, man. I mean, we watching y'all from afar, and we glad we was able to come on here and have a great dialogue with y'all, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing too, because y'all deserve y'all flowers as well, man.
Thank you, man.
Y'all executing out here.
Now when it's viral, but when you first started out, and that's why when I reached out to you, bro, because we constantly remember where we started.
Yeah,
that's the thing that helps motivate us on the day to day, is that constant hunger of like, I remember when it was just 5 likes, people didn't show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we see people who are starting out, we always try to like show support. It's not, oh, you have to have the craziest setup, oh, your videos have to be the craziest quality. No, sometimes you just gotta show some love when people just start out.
That's
all
all
they
they
need.
need.
That motivation, like, yo, I got something here, trust.
Yeah.
Right. We appreciate that. Because look, that's the thing. When people hit that wall, typically they don't get back up. They're like, all right, it's not meant for me. And that's not what that's supposed to mean. You're supposed to figure out a way around that wall. That way you can get back to work and, you know, stay the course.
Continue to build.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, this platform is about the culture, about bringing us together as one, men. Our strength is strength in numbers. That's where we're best at. So we're going to continue to push, you know, changing the mindset and the things that's going on in the culture. That way, you know what I mean? It just pick everybody up, and you don't gotta continue worrying about this, you know, BS and stress that we've been dealing with.
So make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. Make sure y'all pull up to the events that they got.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna leave y'all with this one last thing. Every time you think you've done enough, you always should ask, is there more? We out.
Tell them.
I like that.